Oh, here we go. It's doing this one more time. So I'll start again by saying good Friday morning, Ernie. And for all those that are joining us live, I look forward to any comments, and those that are going to catch up later on YouTube, there you go. You'll be able to catch it on the YouTubes. I post all the weekly chats there. So, Ernie, let's hear all about G Adventures, because I know there's a lot of awesome activities that are still available for North Americans with G Adventures.
Absolutely. So let me just share my screen. Actually, nope. So I think because you're sharing your screen, I can't share mine. So we'll just have to talk about it like this.
Okay. I don't. Do I have share screen on? No, I don't.
Well, because I think because you're sharing live, I don't have that privilege to do it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so, well, I do have the G Adventures website up and running for everyone. So just tell me where to point and I'd be more than happy. I apologize for that.
No worries. So if you go and search Discover the Canadian Rockies.
Okie doke. Where's your next adventure? Encompass, Express, and Westbound.
So you can click on the westbound or eastbound, the Nat Geo one.
Okay. Did I get the right one?
I can't see it.
Canadian Rockies National Parks?
No, it would be Discover the Canadian Rockies.
Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Okay, so let's go back here and Discover the Canadian Rockies Westbound. Westbound, eastbound doesn't matter, right?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, westbound sounds like what I did. I started in Banff and I made my way to Vancouver. So here we go. 12 days, Calgary to Vancouver.
Yeah. So this is such a fantastic itinerary. I've done the Rockies myself, and not this specific trip, but this trip is literally like a bucket list destination. Going in, starting, for example, in Calgary, since we're going westbound, and having that opportunity to be able to go into Calgary and experience the local city there. Do a quick little city tour, and then move into Banff. Banff is such a beautiful, scenic little town.
It is.
Honestly, that one was probably one of the big highlights for me, to be able to go in and actually experience and walk around the small little village. It was so cute, and it was so full. Ooh, nope, there we go. Now I can see your screen. Now. There you go. And it's a great kind of introduction into the Rockies as well. If you're going from the westbound, literally wherever you're in Banff, you're going to be surrounded by the Rockies. Like absolutely stunning scenery, fantastic restaurants there as well. And there is a spa there for when you wanted to go for some free time as well, which is an absolute dream experience.
Yes.
Do you have anything to add on that?
Well, I know I thoroughly enjoyed my time in Banff. It was gorgeous. I think I needed an extra memory card after my trip out west. I mean, I just could not imagine beforehand all the beauty I was going to see. I knew it was going to be beautiful, but I was just taken aback. It was just stunning.
Yeah, exactly. And then as we move into the ice fields as well, this is probably one of the neatest experiences. And to be able to say that you've stood on the ice fields, the Athabasca ice fields as well, that are literally thousands and thousands of years old of ice buildup, and to be able to stand on it, take some wonderful pictures as well. Obviously, you want to be careful just because there are some big cracks through the ice as well. So the guides will, you know, advise where you can stand, where you can stay, and all that kind of stuff as well. But just to be able to go out and see the sheer magnitude of how big this glacier field is unbelievable. And this is probably one of my favorite natural experiences of
Hmm.
going to the west as well within Alberta. And a big highlight and a big draw for a lot of people there as well too, especially when you're kind of going out onto the ice fields. I forget the name of the bus, but literally the tires are, I'm 6 feet and those tires are twice as big as I am. It was unbelievable to be able to go on these ice climbing buses basically. So it was a really neat experience.
I think it was it Brewster, perhaps?
Yeah,
But
Brewster. Yes, that's what
yes,
they're called.
yes. And I
Yes, that's
remember
right. Yeah.
making sure I had my water bottle with me so I could scoop up that fresh glacial water. You know,
Yeah,
we were drinking it all on the way back. It was just absolutely amazing. And you know, I packed a packable down just for that,
did you?
the ice fields, and it served me really well.
Good. Yeah, it's super cold there, but I mean honestly, you're just running with adrenaline that you don't even feel how cold it actually is.
Yeah.
And hopefully you're not like me where you wear, you know, Converse running shoes, so you really feel how cold the ice is going through your shoes. So that was like the only thing that I could like concentrate on other than the experience was how cold my feet were. But honestly, now knowing now, I can actually just tell people to wear proper shoes for those as well.
Yep.
This was early on in my travel days when I was like, oh no, I'm just gonna wear, you know, Converse or whatever.
Yeah, no, for the rest of the time, you know, when you're traveling in the summer, you know, you just need to bring an array of clothes. It was just for that one afternoon on the Columbia ice fields when I was there. I was really glad that I had one of those little tiny packable down jackets that I just pulled out and poofed up, and it was amazing. And yeah, I wore hikers, so I was okay.
Well, yeah, you were the smart one of the two of us.
Lucky me.
Um,
So, is and another thing you might want to touch on is this book with confidence,
mhm.
if, in case anyone
Yes.
is at all hesitant right now.
Yeah, so I mean, the book with confidence policy is something that we put in place during the COVID times, as I like to call it. It's for booking future travel. Because I know things are constantly changing, you know, it's fluctuating up and down. We want to make sure that we're giving our guests and our agent partners the opportunity to be able to offer something of confidence to their clients, knowing that, you know, if they don't feel comfortable or if they have to cancel, they can actually cancel and postpone their trip and rebook it for a later date.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on when they're booking and when they're looking to travel, they can actually cancel anywhere from 14 to 30 days prior to departure. No questions asked. They can postpone their trip and not have to worry that they're losing any money.
And Ernie, this would be for both Canadian and US bookings, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Right. Okay. So I just have to find a way to search for Alaska now.
Yes. So Alaska, if you type in the search bar and just type in Alaska Journey and don't hit enter, it'll pop up and you can just click right on it. And then it's the very top one there.
Search for beluga whales?
No, yeah, that's the one. Yep, that's right.
Okay. Now I've done Banff to Vancouver, and it was stunning. And I've done an Alaska cruise, but I have to say, Alaska, the interior, and Denali, all of that, that's on my short list.
Perfect, perfect. Well, I know cruising is a great way to be able to see, you know, the natural landscape, get a little bit of an experience on
Right.
land. But I definitely think like if I enjoy cruising, I'm not gonna say I don't, but there are specific destinations that I would prefer to do a land-based experience versus a
Absolutely.
cruise. And I definitely think Alaska is one of those destinations, for me at least, that I want to be able to go out and spend as much time within the natural landscape to really understand, the climate of the state and whatnot, and to experience it properly. And I definitely think that this itinerary focuses on all of the major experiences. Wouldn't you say, Lisa?
Absolutely. This is a little more, it's broader than what my colleagues did. My colleagues actually did a tour of Denali that was, this is a few years ago. It was associated with a cruise line, but they didn't do it attached to a cruise. They flew from Toronto to Alaska, and they picked up the land package, and I was just blown away. They were only there for 5 days, and I was just blown away checking out all their pictures on Facebook. And you hear people that are going in and they might spend just a few days, but that is definitely a destination that is worthy of a good visit.
Absolutely. I mean, for this itinerary specifically, you're going to the Alaska Sea Life Center as well, which is world renowned, and it's in Seward as well. So you're actually getting to go in, you get to interact and really see what the state is doing to help preserve, the aquatic wildlife as well, which is fantastic. And especially nowadays, it's been a really big draw for a lot of people to be able to do as much as they possibly can, and learn about, what different countries and whatnot are doing.
So, I mean, for myself, I would love to do Alaska, but part of me is kind of, because as a Canadian, I'm required to quarantine for 14 days when I come home. For now, yep. That is the situation. It can change anytime. The Rockies are just calling. They're just calling me.
Honestly, absolutely, definitely. I mean, for Canadians, the Rockies, the West Coast is where it's at, and especially this year as well. For those that have that travel bug, that want to go and experience the West Coast, you're able to go to. You don't have to self-quarantine or anything like that for Alberta and British Columbia, which is fantastic. So to be able to do something where you're immersing yourself in, the Canadian wildlife and be able to see the Rockies, experience BC, Victoria, all of that is fantastic. But then also Alaska is great for those US travelers as well that are looking to travel, and want to, visit a state that they perhaps haven't visited yet. So,
well, I have visited Alaska, but only by way of cruise. So I definitely am well overdue for a good visit. And soon as I can travel there, I will. And for those that are looking for something a little bit different, can you tell us a bit about Build Your Bubble?
Yeah, so Build Your Bubble is basically a new travel style, I guess you can say, that we just introduced literally yesterday. And what it is, it's basically a collection of itineraries that you can literally book and have a minimum of 8 people and go on a trip with your own group of friends, your family, whoever it is. If you can get 8 people together and be able to go and experience a destination on your own. So it doesn't necessarily have to be with other travelers. So you can definitely feel comfortable traveling with people that you know.
So there's almost there's still no real limit to your options. There are a lot of very amazing opportunities out there.
There honestly are. I definitely think, next year is a little bit more of a brighter future. And what we're seeing as a travel trend with GE as well, with the agents that are booking and whatnot, and the travelers that are booking, that they're really itching and hoping that next year will be a much more positive travel year for sure.
And travel with confidence.
Yep.
How would someone at a glance see it different than book with confidence?
So with the travel with confidence, it's basically an additional policy that we've included. So this is basically a collection of 37 itineraries that we've basically curated and made into even smaller groups as well. So
Wonderful.
yeah, so the group sizes for the book with the travel with confidence, you're looking at a max of 12 total guests. There are some additional inclusions that we've added in there too as well too. So there's private rides. So we're not doing any public transportation or anything like that. Everyone is basically going to have their own assigned seats. And the coaches are going to be deep cleaned. They're going to have extra legroom seats as well too. So it's a little bit more of a comfy ride for our guests. For those solo travelers, we're offering more solo rooms available as well at a reduced rate as well, just because I know that, you know, there are many people that still want to travel, but are kind of worried about sharing with someone that they've never met before, especially now.
Yes.
So we want to give them the peace of mind knowing that, you know, if they do book and they are a solo traveler, they have that opportunity to book that own room at a reduced rate as well.
Okay, so who is the ideal traveler with G Adventures?
Uh, that's a good question. Honestly, I think with G Adventures, there's something for everybody. Is what I
Yes.
like to say, and I think that's the political answer. But we have a variety of travel styles, so we have something for that you know that real adventure that are looking to do the treks, the hiking and whatnot. We have something for those cruisers that you know are looking for something that's more marine based, like the Galapagos or expedition sailing. We have that. Or if they're looking for something that's a little bit more of a soft adventure, then we have our Nat Geo experiences as well, which are a couple of the ones that we've experienced here. So
Hmm.
we definitely do have a spattering of something for everybody.
Yeah, that was my own personal opinion, but I just that was the feeling I got. That there's
Perfect.
something for everyone, and
There is.
so I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to add at this time, because I know I'd love to have you back when we're out traveling a little further abroad, because from my experience, what I know of G Adventures, you're just about everywhere.
We are. And for us, it's all about supporting local and community tourism. So we want to make sure that, you know, we're supporting the local people. Our CEOs, which is our chief experience officers, our tour managers, are all local to destination. So they speak the language, they know the history, they know the culture. And for us, we want to make sure that we immerse our guests in the destination as much as possible. So we're not just going into the major cities, but we're taking you a little bit off the beaten track into the smaller towns, the smaller villages, and really making you feel like you are a part of the community, making you feel like you're a part of the destination. And by the time you come back, you feel like you've actually lived in the destination. That's our main prerogative.
Well, I know myself, I'm just looking forward to getting out yet again.
Likewise, you have no idea the travel itch that I have.
So I want to thank you again very much, Ernie, for joining me. This has been lovely. And if anyone has any questions for Ernie, you can certainly channel them through me, and I'll be sure to pass them on your behalf. And for anyone that wants any more information about either of these two journeys that we've highlighted, please reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to get the information out to you. And I'm so sorry you weren't able to share your presentation. Dang,
It's
dang.
okay. It's okay. We were able to chit chat, and at least you were able to pull it up, so it all worked out.
Okay, well, have a lovely long weekend. It's a long weekend here in
You as
Ontario and
well.
several other provinces.
You
And
as well, and thank you for hosting. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to Lisa. We're more than happy to field those questions and hopefully get some, you know, some new G travelers with us.
absolutely. So thank you once again, and I'll be in touch.
Perfect. Have a great day.
Have a
Bye.
lovely weekend. Bye, Ernie. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.